You're watching NTC News, DeKalb County's only television news source, on the campus of Northern Illinois University and from the Northern Television Center. This is NTC News Tonight.
The Huskies are going back to the MAC championship for the 4th consecutive time. But if you're a student who wanted to get one of those package deals, then you could be in for some trouble. Good evening, I'm Kozeluh.
And I'm Eli Gehn, and while those package deals are sold out, students can still get tickets for the game, but have to find their own way there. Student fan bus packages have already been sold out, as I mentioned, but the tickets are still available to attend the game. Students can pick up vouchers at the Convocation Center and use those vouchers to retrieve a ticket at Ford Field. Students taking the fan bus will need to check in at Lot C3. Again, that's Lot C3, just north of the Convocation Center at 9:30 a.m. this Friday. And if you can't make it to the game, be sure to tune in and cheer on your Huskies on ESPN2 as they take on Bowling Green.
NIU prepares a new dog to learn some old tricks. Former NIU mascot Diehl made his final appearance at the last home game. For 9 years, Diehl has been NIU's official mascot. Throughout his career, he's traveled with the team to Toronto, Mobile, and the Orange Bowl in Miami. Shiver mission accomplished will take over as the new mascot. With the new program, the mascot will be switched out every 6 to 8 years so that they can retire young.
After 9 years, it's about time for him to retire. I mean, he's 10 years old. He's in good health, but like any dog his size, you know, his hips are getting bad. He still runs, but not as running like he used to. But, you know, going out on hopefully undefeated season is a great way to go out.
And, well, Black Friday is over, which means Monday's here, so that means Cyber Monday. But for all you Cyber Monday shoppers, you may want to watch what ads you open in your email because computer files are being encrypted and held for ransom by a group of unknown people through those emails.
Cody Berman has more on a new computer virus that is possibly the worst one ever.
Cryptolocker viruses have been taking over many computers. The word Cryptolocker is just a fancy way of saying Trojan horse viruses, and they are only targeting Microsoft computers. They get onto computers through emails, even from people that you may know, and once it gets on the computer, it controls everything. All files on the computer become encrypted, and computer specialists have never seen anything like it before.
This is the worst one I've seen. We actually got it on one of the computers here, and it's a brick. All those documents are gone. They're full on encrypted. I can't get them back at this point.
The people running the scam have been demanding as much as $300 to decrypt computers, and there are only 3 days given to pay.
Initially, the first iteration came out, they charged you $100 to decrypt your files within the first 72 hours. After 72 hours, you lost it. Then people started responding to it, so they upped it to $300.
Being careful when opening emails is very important, especially if the person who sent it is a stranger.
The virus comes in an email with an attachment, and there are two common forms of it. One is in a Word document, and the other is in an Adobe document. But picture documents have also been known to carry a virus as well.
Unless the files have been backed up with memory sticks or external hard drives, the files will be deleted if the money isn't paid on time, and it's important to keep those things handy. I'm Cody Berman, NTC News Tonight.
If you have problems with your computer here on campus, ResTech may be able to help. You can reach them at this phone number, 815-753-8100, or email them at its@niu.edu.
Thank you very much, Cody. Good story. Police say an NIU student has been caught again with marijuana. 19-year-old Philemon Bromby was arrested with over an ounce of pot in his apartment. This is his second offense in the last 2 months. The first time he had over 2.5 ounces in his Douglas Hall dorm room. If convicted, he could face up to 5 years in jail.
If you're a DeKalb resident, downtown parking changes could get you towed. Parking restrictions will vary until March 31st. You're going to have to pay attention to parking signs to avoid any risks. The penalty for violating the restrictions is a $75 ticket or the risk of being towed. Some areas won't allow parking when there is more than 2 inches of snow. For more information, visit the City of DeKalb website.
And like many communities, DeKalb County has a problem with homelessness.
But it's a problem that is getting worse because of budget cuts in Washington. Reporter Emily Misar tells us what it means at the Hope Haven shelter.
Many mental facilities in Illinois have been shut down, which is why there is an increasing rate of mentally ill homeless people in DeKalb County. The waiting list to get into the Dresser Court apartment complex has almost tripled in the last couple years. Leslie Wicks says this is because the state of Illinois has shut down many of the mental facilities due to funding.
So they closed, for example, Tinley Park state mental health, and then Singer, which was in Rockford, and those were both very large state mental health facilities.
At Dresser Court, the patients that live in these hallways have frequent visits from therapists and psychiatrists. If a patient in one of these rooms needs medicine, they are prescribed it. Inside apartment 24, Gloria was happy to show off her home. Leslie is signing to her, thanking her for giving up some of her time. As you can see, Gloria is deaf. She is helping the staff by stuffing and labeling envelopes, which Leslie says is something she loves to do. Unlike Gloria's reason for coming here, many people who are homeless and mentally incapable are usually brought here by police officers. Dresser Court can only house so many of these people, and openings don't come often.
The waiting list has grown. We have 26 one-bedroom apartments, so where in the past, we might have 1 or 2 people waiting to access a complex like this. Now we have 10 or 15.
The nearest mental facility closest to DeKalb County is all the way in Springfield, Illinois. From Dresser Road Apartments, I'm Emily Misar, NTC News Tonight.
Now, if you want to help some of these individuals, you can go to www.hopehavendecalb.com.
That's right. Thank you very much, Emily. Now, the Allstate Foundation awarded $1,000 grants to DeKalb's fire and police departments. They earned the grants after working with an Allstate agent by going door to door, handing out safety brochures and coloring books. Police say that they plan to use the money for a gun buyback program next spring, while the fire department will probably buy smoke detectors for homes without any working ones. Allstate says they will continue to work with both departments to promote safety programs in DeKalb.
The holiday season is filled with Christmas trees, lights, and an increased need for safety while decorating. Christmas trees account for hundreds of fires each year. The best way to prevent those kinds of tragedies is by keeping your natural tree well watered. Extension cords should not be plugged into other extension cords. Multiple plug adapters should not be used instead of permanent wiring. Also, make sure that decorations don't block entrances or high traffic areas.
Well, as you guys most know, December in DeKalb is just plain cold, and it's time to really get those winter coats out and bundle up.
Cody Berman has more about the DeKalb community working together with NIU to give free coats to those in need this winter.
With winter coming up, it is colder than ever here in DeKalb. It's only 19 degrees outside. The DeKalb Coat Drive has been going on for the past 20 years. Originally, it was designed for people who couldn't afford coats, but now it's open to any member of the community, and it's always under the direction of a service sorority.
The DeKalb Area Women's Center looks like an old church that is just filled with artwork. But every winter they host a coat drive, originally intended to help those who couldn't afford coats. Now, all are welcome to have one free of charge. Anna Marie Coveney has been highly involved in the drive since the beginning.
Just was a natural because we are the Women's Center and we think that the families are important and we know that people are in need of warm clothing. We understand what the winters in northern Illinois are like.
Months before the event, donation boxes were set up at different parts of campus for people to drop them off. This year, 285 coats, 25 scarves, and 25 hats were donated, a higher turnout than expected.
Well, you know, that's one of the things that's such a great experience that I like to have the NIU student population involved in. You just see in the eyes of the people who are receiving the coats how appreciative they are. So it's wonderful.
Every year, a service sorority helps lead the drive. This time, it is Alpha Sigma Omega and Sigma Lambda Sigma.
and they enjoy helping out the community.
It just feels really good to give back to the community, especially for me because I grew up here. So it's nice to be able to give back to the community where I was raised, and I think for a lot of our girls it's nice to give back to the community where they're currently going to school.
For a long time, the city and the university have tried to build a stronger relationship. With a new mayor in the city of DeKalb and a new president at NIU, the idea of communiversity has come about, combining NIU with the city of DeKalb in a more thorough fashion. Here at the DeKalb Area Women's Center, I'm Cody Berman, NTC News Tonight.
Thank you very much, Cody. Now, before we go any further, let's get a look at our weather window for today and tomorrow.
We've got Jodi right here with us now. It was nice seeing people able to bundle up for the cold weather in that last story.
Well, for the first part of the week, they're not going to, but for into the weekend, they're really going to have to bundle up. Let's take a look at our temperatures for tomorrow. Throughout the area, we're going to be in the 50-degree range, which is pleasantly nice, and then towards Chicago, most of the area is going to see some rain. Stay with us. You're watching NTC News Tonight.
Imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. 'Cause every kid across the nation deserves a book to read, and we can make it happen right now. No, I don't know what you've been told, but kids with books learn so much more. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite, unearth hidden passion. To motivate some magic, to change the writing on the wall, writing on the wall, and make a difference. One book can inspire a child. One book can be the first thing that helps to change a life.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you're all enjoying this nice warm weather that we're having because it's not going to last for long. Today we saw a high of 42 degrees, which is just above our average for this time of year, so it's pleasantly nice. For tonight, we will see that rain, unfortunately, as this warm front is going to linger in our area, and then on into tomorrow, that rain will continue, but fortunately, the wind from the south is going to bring up some warm weather up into our area. So we will get some rain, but it will be a pretty nice temperature. On into tomorrow night, that rain will continue because this warm front is just lingering in our area, producing that rain. For Wednesday, the rain should die off and it should push on off into the east. But then, look at this. Thursday, there's this huge cold mass over here, and that's going to push into our area for the weekend, and it's going to bring us some very chilly temperatures. For tonight, we will see those cloudy skies with a chance of rain, but luckily our low is going to be in the mid-30s, so we won't see any snow. And then on into tomorrow, it will be cloudy again, and we will see that chance of rain, but look at this, a high at 50 degrees. So if you're out and about trying to enjoy that nice weather, make sure you have your rain boots and umbrella. For tomorrow night, that chance of rain will continue, and we'll see a low in the 40-degree range, so we won't see that snow yet. Onto my 5-day forecast, we'll see that these temps are pretty nice right now, but we will have that rain, so make sure you have your umbrella ready. And then on into the weekend, look at these temperatures. They're just dipping down low, low, low. We'll see a temp in the teens for Saturday, and then look on Friday, Saturday night, temperatures in the single digits. So make sure if you're out and about, you bundle up. That's it for weather. Let's take it back to the desk.
Thank you very much, Jodi. Walking around campus, you're likely to see a few churches in the area.
That's right, and NTC reporter Erica Burgess had the opportunity to visit one of those churches, the Newman Center, where a longtime DeKalb resident and NIU alum is dedicating his time back into the NIU community.
So I'm Father Matthew McMorrow, and I'm the chaplain at the Newman Catholic Student Center here at NIU. I actually grew up here in DeKalb, had my baptism right here in the church, and then I went to college here at Northern and have a history degree from Northern. Then I went off to seminary after doing some youth ministry and ended up a priest, and so I was 12 years out of DeKalb before coming back home. The nice thing about being here is that everybody who's here wants to be here. and that's exciting. We just had 4 volleyball players at Mass on Sunday, and you can tell because they're all 6 foot tall or more. So it's very noticeable when the volleyball team comes, just like when the football players come. It's like, oh my gosh, I've got the whole offensive line in the pew, and they're big guys, so it's kind of fun. We've got wrestlers, cross-country folks. Sometimes just for them to see a priest around campus, it's like, oh, there's a priest here? Who knew? One of my favorite is a newly engaged couple, when I get to meet with them for the first time. So I had Joanna and Jordan just got married over the summer, and I was with them throughout the whole year. 2 of them coming together and getting married. It was really beautiful. For a lot of people, this is another home. It's a place that they can feel comfortable and enjoy being. I still have a lot of my college friends as the people that I see that I'm the godfather of their children. We hang out and have picnics together, and these are the people that I met, right here at Northern, right here at Newman. Being a good friend, learning how to sacrifice for those that you love. These things will, bode well for you, whether you're going to be a husband and father, or if you're going to be a priest, or whatever you're going to be.
Wow, it's great to see the alumni are giving back to the community like that.
It really is, and if there ever was a community that needed help, it's the crime-riddled neighborhoods of Chicago. Randiss Hopkins is a founder of the Save Chicago campaign. He's also a student here at NIU, and it's so special to have you here with us this afternoon. Thank you very much for coming in. Now, first and foremost, what exactly is the Save Chicago campaign?
First off, thanks for having me. The Save Chicago campaign is an NIU student-led movement to increase the unity, love, and peace in Chicago through our volunteer efforts.
So where did this idea come from? What inspired you to do this?
Okay, so my sophomore year here was my first time ever participating in NIU Cares Day. And NIU Cares Day is a day in the spring where over 1,000 students, they do community service throughout the Chicago area. Through the DeKalb area, sorry about that. And when I was a part of that, I was like, what if we got a chance to do this in Chicago? How impactful would that be? So, in my head, I always thought, we should do more volunteer service in Chicago. And over the summer, I went to a leadership conference with college leaders from all across the country, from Yale, Harvard, and even Morehouse. We came together and we talked about movements and how to start our own. So, it really inspired me to, take action and, do something about it. So.
Well, you did take action. You made a dramatic statement earlier this year when you filled the MLK Commons with garbage bags. Now, kind of walk us through that demonstration, and what were you trying to get across to all of us and all the students that attended that?
Fair enough. So in 2012, Chicago became the murder capital of the country, with over 506 people dying due to violence. And many of their stories, we don't really hear about them. We hear about the Trayvon Martins, but what about the Percy Days or other Chicago fallen victims? So really, we wanted to bring their stories to light. So what we did was we had 506 garbage bags in the MLK Commons, and in each of the garbage bags, we had newspapers which represented their stories and how they don't really get out. So that's really what it was about.
Now, can you tell us some of the things you have planned moving forward? What you've got going on in the future?
Oh yeah. So right now, we just finished our winter gear drive. And that's something that we want to attack, loving in Chicago. So we plan on possibly going to Chicago and going down Wacker Drive and just giving, coats away, anything, that someone may need in the winter, whether it's a hat, gloves, anything of that nature. And we're also planning a Save Chicago Day that we hope to do this spring, where over 150 students, they will go to Chicago and do volunteer efforts in Chicago.
Okay, well, Randiss, it sounds like a great campaign that you're doing, and we wish the best and luck to you in the near future. And once again, thank you for taking the time to come in and just chat with us about that this afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we're definitely looking forward to whatever else you have planned.
Thank you.
Officials investigate the cause of a deadly train derailment on the East Coast.
And another body is found after a chopper crash in Scotland. Here's what's happening in today's World Watch.
Investigators are studying the data recorder from that passenger train that derailed in New York City yesterday. 4 people were killed, several more are in critical condition. The train derailed coming around a sharp curve. Now, a law enforcement official says the train operator told investigators he applied brakes to the train, but it didn't end up slowing down.
Another body has been found in the wreckage of a Scottish pub following a fatal helicopter crash in Glasgow over the weekend. Earlier today, rescue teams lifted the helicopter from the crash site by crane. At least 9 people are now known to have been killed.
Tens of thousands of Ukrainian protesters continue to take to the streets of Kiev in support of Ukraine's European integration. Demonstrators are calling for their president to resign after he refused to sign an agreement with the European Union. The rallies continue despite a government ban in Independence Square.
And for the first time, same-sex couples are tying the knot in Hawaii. The state legislature voted last month to legalize same-sex marriage there. That law took effect today. At the stroke of midnight, the Sheraton Waikiki in Honolulu held wedding ceremonies for couples wishing to marry. Hawaii is the 16th state to change its law. And that's today's World Watch.
Well, those same-sex couples are pretty fired up about the historic votes that passed the bill for same-sex marriage.
NTC's Sabrina Bennett has more on the history that's taking place in Illinois.
I'm sure a lot of wives out there would wish their husbands would get more into the kitchen and cook dinner. I'm the wife and the husband.
Meet Craig Diviak and Brian Baker. They are a soon-to-be married couple cooking dinner and talking about life. Lives that will soon change after the passing of the same-sex marriage bill in Illinois.
The record on this question, there are 61 voting yes, 54 voting no, 2 voting present, and this bill, having received a constitutional majority, is hereby declared passed.
For some, this means more than just a piece of paper.
We even planned, we booked the wedding a couple months after we got engaged, and we were going to have our ceremony, and we were going to live our lives exactly how we are now, but now we get to be legally protected, we get to be legally recognized.
The LGBT community on campus welcomes the bill with open arms.
It's something that adds a level of legitimacy that civil unions didn't do. Simply the fact of marriage is something that people recognize. Civil unions were confusing and not quite on the same par.
On June 1st, 2014, this is the building where same-sex couples will be able to come and get their marriage license right here in DeKalb County. In the meantime, they can apply for a civil union, which in the state of Illinois includes benefits like tax relief and emergency medical decision-making power.
These rings represent one of the most recognized symbols of marriage in our society, and soon they will symbolize equality for same-sex marriages.
I don't know, what am I supposed to do?
Something cute. That's a kiss.
It's cute.
Sabrina Bennett, in DeKalb, NTC News.
Governor Quinn signed the law legalizing same-sex marriage in late November.
The Huskies beat Western Michigan this past week, extending the Husky Stadium winning streak to 26 games and finishing off the regular season with a perfect 12-0 record. Our Heisman candidate Jordan Lynch broke his own NCAA FBS record. Lynch ran for 321 on 27 carries with 3 touchdowns. A very exciting day for the Huskies, but also a very emotional one for the seniors.
It was an emotional day. You know, we had to try to control our emotions. I think we did a good job of that, and you know, it's just all the good memories, and you know, going undefeated at Husky Stadium. You know, all my years here, and you know, it was awesome. You know, I feel like we sent our seniors out the right way with that win and going undefeated in the regular season, and you know, it was a blast. A lot of great memories there, and you know, we still got to finish it off the right way.
Like Jordan said, it was emotional, but I didn't show it. But man, it was just phenomenal. Like looking at that Husky Stadium, you know, for the last time like that, and this is my last time to play here, you know.
As you can see, emotions are running high for NIU, but the level of excitement for the Huskies is only going to get higher. That's right, Husky fans, get excited because this weekend we're going to Detroit for the MAC Championship. Huge game for the Huskies against the 9-3 Bowling Green Falcons. This is the first time the Falcons will play in the MAC Championship since 2003. Bowling Green beat Buffalo on Friday, earning the MAC East title. The game at Ford Field is set to kick off at 7 o'clock. In sports notes today, the men's basketball team plays on Thursday at 7 o'clock, and the NIU wrestling will also be on Thursday at 7 o'clock. For today's play of the day, we're taking it to the Alabama-Auburn game. Alabama fans might not want to watch this again. The kick comes up short, and Chris Davis, 9 yards deep into the end zone, takes it back 100 yards for the game-winning touchdown on the final snap of the game. Thanks, guys. That's all for sports.
Thank you, Erica. Coming up, they call themselves the Barbed Wire Betties, and an up-and-coming team that's looking to roll into a bigger practice facility. We'll have more coming up next.
Wake the sun, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
Ever wonder what it's like to go through your everyday routine and then by night transform yourself into something like a superhero?
Well, there's a sport that's been picking up speed lately here in DeKalb and providing a new outlet for a group called the Barbed Wire Betties. Kristen Spickerman spends her days immersed in graphic design. But Wednesday and Friday nights, she goes by a different name. At the Kishwaukee YMCA, Kristen becomes Tootsie Bang Bang, one of the Barbed Wire Betties, DeKalb's roller derby league.
When I'm out there, I'm a completely different person. I feel a little bit more outgoing. I feel like I can push myself to be more.
The Betties are just over a year old. They first got rolling in June of 2012, but evidently they are growing so fast that their normal location isn't cutting it anymore. They've been in talks with some larger locations, but there's a problem. Vendors worry about the damage their skates and safety gear could do to their floors. There are two types of roller derby. One is played on a slanted track, but the Betties play on a flat track. So all they would need is a material for a floor that could stand up to the punishment the sport requires. That's why they've started a fundraising campaign. They want to raise $5,000 to purchase a removable masonite floor that will be able to withstand that kind of punishment.
And we're just looking for a place where we can hold bouts, where seating is a little bit better, parking is a little bit better, because in here it would just be a little bit hard to make sure everyone could see the track and have the full experience.
To encourage people to donate, the Betties are offering things like tickets for their new location and Barbed Wire Betties t-shirts. For NTC News, Alan Kozeluh in DeKalb. Now, the new location isn't the only thing the Barbed Wire Betties are working on. They have also been talking about developing a roller derby junior league.
Well, Alan, that was a very awesome story. Hopefully they do end up getting that done. And that's all we have for you tonight. NTC News Tonight is produced and directed by students here at Northern Illinois University. This is our final Monday show of the semester. We want to thank you all for being with us.
Enjoy the rest of your semester. Our Wednesday team will be back this same time for the very final show. Thank you for watching.
Goodbye, everyone.